Hey, in this video, we're doing our 4K video editor PC build, and we're doing the brains build. For this section, we're covering the processor. Hi, I'm Dave of Tech Experts, and we help entrepreneurs to close the gaps that exist across the tools needed for your online business. And in this video, we're gonna go over the processor, and we're gonna take a look at this one, why we picked it, what makes it significant, and what the deal is with it. So let's take a closer look. So this is our processor we chose for our system. We chose an AMD Ryzen 9 5900X series. It looks just like this. You see all the fancy little pins on the bottom. And we chose this one because it has a great performance for the price for what we're getting. It's not the most inexpensive chip. We definitely upgraded to get a better chip for more performance and then trade that off and not getting as high-end a graphics card. But we did great on that. Now this one does not come with a cooler included, so you're gonna need some aftermarket cooler that can either be an air cooler or a liquid cooler. We chose a liquid cooler on this. They run a little bit hot, so we wanna make sure it stays nice and cool. And this is gonna be a 12 core 24 thread PCI 4 chip running at 3.7 gigahertz on the base, and when you boost it, which is what you would normally see most people refer to the number as, and it's going to be 4.8 gigahertz on the max boost. And it has 70 megabytes of cache on it. So core count is how many lanes of traffic of information the system can use. Now some things will only use one core no matter how many you have, and if that's the case, you don't really want a high core count chip. You want a really fast chip in that point, right? You want only like 2 or 4 threads or 4 cores. You don't care about lots of cores. You care more about that maximum speed instead, because it's not going to use the extra ones. Now for the video processing we're doing, it's going to use those cores. So if we can throw more cores at it, it will perform quicker. The way to think of cores is lanes on a highway, right? So 1 core is a single lane road, 2 cores is dual lanes, 4 cores is 2 lanes on each side, and we have 12 cores, so that's 6 lanes in each direction. And then threads are like splitting those lanes in half and sharing them almost back and forth. So the more lanes we can have, the more places the data can be spread across, the faster it can process it, right? So that's why we want a higher core count processor for a video editor, because it's going to take advantage of all those cores. And that's one of the reasons we chose the AMD. We could get 12 cores and 24 threads for a good price for that amount of performance for the speed as well. So it's getting 4.8 gigahertz on the boost. So that's pretty nice and fast. It's almost 5 gigahertz. That's really what you'd want to see, or faster if you can get them. They're not much faster than that right now that I know of. And it's got 70 megs of cache. And now the thing is, this is the Zen 3 architecture, so it's the AMD AM4 style socket, right? I talked about sockets. Sockets are how these pins are laid out on the bottom of it, and that's what's determining what fits into your motherboard. Now they haven't really changed their socket style, the pin layout on these, but they have changed how they lay out the stuff that's on the other side of the pins. So now with this new Zen 3 architecture and the AM4, they changed how the processor combination of cores is laid out. So before it used to be half on one side and half on the other side. So if you're thinking of this is half your cores, this is half your cores, and your cache or the memory that the processor is using, so it's direct memory, so it doesn't ever have to leave the processor, was right in the middle. Now that meant if this core over here wanted to talk to a core on this side, you needed to go out and around or through the memory and then back across. It wasn't able to directly talk to each other. It couldn't share between one lane and another. It's cutting across the divided highway is what it is, right? This is the median in the middle. You couldn't just talk to the car next door to you. You had to drive across the median or go out, make the U-turn, come back up the other ramp and come back the other direction to get on the one to reach the other side. Not super efficient. Well, when there was less, it wasn't a big deal. But as they started to grow it, they realized this isn't the most efficient solution, where not only do we have to share our memory, we end up cutting our memory kind of in half because only half of it can be used by each
side at one time. So if we change the layout, push everybody together into one set of blocks where there's no divider, and then put the memory in front of it all, everybody can talk to the memory equally. No memory has to be divided. Now it's one big pool that everybody gets to use. And the cores here don't have to go across the median or down the ramp and back up. They can literally just talk to the next lane or two over and keep talking back and forth and swapping, and there's no slowdown. It actually increases your performance by having the memory in the middle down below. Everyone's sharing all the memory. You don't get half the memory anymore. The memory divided in half unknowingly. And all the cores can talk to each other, and they don't have to slow down to go out and come back around to get to the other side. So that's what the new technology is with this one. So it actually makes it faster than the other ones that would have been close in the same speed or style before. So you're actually getting a better performance out of this than you could out of the second generation or the AM3 chipset. So that socket, even though the pins look the same, is more efficient than the previous one was. So that's one of the boost things that we picked for this for. We have a super efficient processor now. Now if we went on the Intel side, it would have been a different layout and different setup and not necessarily as efficient for the price we would be paying. We may be able to get it, but we'd pay more money to get it. And this was one of those areas where, well, I'm paying a good amount of money, but I can get a lot of performance out of it, and that's something I'm looking at that's great. All I have to do is get a cooler, I'm all right with that. And since AMD style sockets aren't really changing much, it means there's upgradability path to it as well. So for us, this is what makes sense. So just remember, whatever you're doing, there's the right one. If you need single core style stuff and everything you're doing is only single core, then look at one that's not tons of multi-cores but has a lot of speed on the single cores. If you're looking at things like the video processing editing where you can use all the cores, throw as many cores and threads as you can. Even if the speed's not quite as fast, you'll pick it up in the fact that it's using more cores simultaneously to do it.
I hope you liked this video. Please give me a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, give me a like, click that subscribe button down below, and make sure you're subscribed to our channel because we're always pushing out new content for you. Now, if you haven't checked out our description yet, please do so. We have links to the other videos in there, as well as all the products like this in the description. Now, the product links will be affiliate links, and they will just pay us a small commission. That commission helps us continue to create new and amazing content like this, where we're doing how do I guides, tech tips, and reviews, and we've all got new cool stuff coming for you. I'm excited to see it all come for you guys to see. So I want to make sure you're subscribed. Now, if you're still challenged by your tech issues, you can click that link in the description where it says Tech Assessment. Complete the tech assessment so we can determine where you're at, if we're a good fit for your needs, and how we can help you find the right solution for your tech challenges. If you have any feedback, suggestions, or comments, please leave them in the comments section down below. You can also email us or DM us, and we'd be happy to chat with you. Again, I'm Dave of Tech Experts, and this is our 4K video build, and we're doing the Brains build series right now. And this is the processor. I look forward to seeing you in the next one when we're doing the motherboard. I look forward to working with you and seeing you in the next video.